Anyway, so yeah, I mean, no. I will be a Kenny Pickett fan as long as I can be. Bottom line is this. No, he has not played great this year. Yes, he has been pathetic at times. But he is much better than Mitchell Trubisky. So we have two quarterbacks. Two that were picked in first rounds of the draft. One of which was a star at Pitt, who did a lot of good and not a lot of bad at Pitt. I mean, just look at the guy. His career at Pitt started when we were, or I shouldn't say we because I was still technically a Penn State fan at that time. And believe it or not, as funny as it is, I actually cheered against Pitt this game, as stupid as I may sound. So yeah. Pitt was 4-7. It was on Black Friday, 2017. They were playing the Miami Hurricanes. Miami was at the time second ranked in the nation, undefeated, fighting for a spot in the college football playoff. Pitt upset Miami. The quarterback played amazing and looked like the future of the Panthers. Guess who the quarterback was? Kenny Pickett. In 2021, the Panthers won the ACC championship. Guess who won them that? Kenny Pickett. This quarterback is pretty solid. Yes, he may have been considered a bust. That quarterback class was very weak. There were a lot of likable players. Like, I was the fan of Willis. I was a fan of Ritter. I did like Howell. And I did know about Purdy. Believe it or not, I was one of the few people who knew about Purdy. I was surprised when he went to San Francisco. But yeah. And we're going to talk about this when we talk about Tomlin and the coaching. The Purdy Pickett thing, because I typically do. So, we have Kenny Pickett. The other quarterback, our backup quarterback, who is now our starter, was picked ahead of Patrick Mahomes in his draft class. So if somebody was picked ahead of Patrick Mahomes, that obviously means they're talented. And I'm going to ask Steelers fans, do you think Mitch Trubisky is talented? I certainly don't. Here, let's pull up some draft rankings from 2017. Let's see where Mitch is ranked. Let's compare Mitch and Mahomes. And don't say it's North Carolina quarterbacks either, because Sam Howell's having a decent year. Daniel Jeremiah, top 50 draft prospects for the 2017 NFL Draft. And don't get me wrong, Mitch Trubisky could never develop a connection with somebody the way Mahomes has done with Kelsey. I mean, look. Taylor Swift wouldn't date a football player who is not very good. You know who helps make Taylor Swift's boyfriend a good football player? A guy by the name of Patrick Mahomes. Trubisky could have never done that. So why in the heck is he a Steeler? God only knows. It exposes the flaws in the organization. That's what it is. So yeah, Trubisky's not the answer. And if Kenny's not the answer, you better go out there and pick Michael Penix Jr. or else. Because I don't know about Bo Nix. I haven't watched much of him, but I don't know about him. Jaden Daniels, yeah, maybe. I don't know. But Michael Penix Jr. is the real deal. That's the quarterback you need to target if you want one. Looks like we're going to have to pull up the computer for this. Because I do want to get these rankings up. Because I do want to talk about Trubisky. To prove to you guys more that there's no reason he should have been ranked ahead of Mahomes. I mean, just look at the guy. What is special about him? And I better watch my mouth here because I'm going to get in a lot of trouble if I say bad stuff. But it's insane. I mean, this team is 7-6. 7-6. Had a chance at the playoffs. Any playoff hopes probably squandered. Because we lost to the 2-10 Cardinals and the 2-10 Patriots. All right, we're going to pull up these draft rankings. And then we're going to talk about Purdy and Pickett. And that will translate into my last part of this video. And that's the part you've all been waiting for. 2017 NFL Draft Rankings. Let's pull this up. Number 1 was Myles Garrett. This is Daniel Jeremiah. Oh my gosh, Corey Davis was ranked number 8. Dalvin Cook 11. Sidney Jones was ranked number 12. This is 2017. Deshaun Geyser was ranked ahead of Patrick Mahomes. This is Daniel Jeremiah's 2017 draft rankings. Oh my gosh. Christian McCaffrey was ranked 25th below Forrest Lamp. Jarrod Davis, I've never even heard of the guy, and he was ranked ahead of Mahomes. Mitch Trubisky was ranked 31st in this one. 2017 draft rankings. Trubisky's ranked 31st. Daniel Jeremiah. Deshaun Watson ranked 32nd. TJ Watt was ranked 34th. Daniel Jeremiah, you maybe need to think about some stuff. I know I'm not the best with draft rankings, but certainly ranking Forrest Lamp again ahead of TJ Watt and Patrick Mahomes. Come on now, man. Cooper Kupp was ranked 44th, so that's a good one. Chad Hansen, Mahomes didn't even make the top 50 on this list. Think about that. I still can't believe in everything. Forrest Lamp was ranked ahead of Patrick Mahomes. Oh my gosh. All right. PFF. Pro Football Focus. Top 300 prospects of 2017. Mitch Trubisky is ranked 13th. Forrest Lamp's ranked 27th. Mahomes is ranked 29th. PFF, this was a tweet from PFF College. Every time I watch Patrick Mahomes, I come away more impressed each time. I'm convinced he'll become a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. John Costco. Good tweet. He's the number 1 quarterback in the NFL. Good job, buddy. Point is, these people have no business setting draft boards. Therefore, they get fired easily. So good job, Brett Veach, and good job, Kansas City. But you know what else? Swap Mahomes, put him in Chicago. Swap Trubisky, put him in KC. Swap Pickett, put him in San Fran. Give us Brock Purdy. Guess who's going to be the better quarterbacks? Kenny Pickett in San Francisco, and Mitch Trubisky in Kansas City. Swap Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud from this past year. Put Young in Houston. Put Stroud in Carolina. Guess who's going to be the better quarterback? Bryce Young. And that is all because of an 8-letter word that starts with the letter C and ends with the letter G. If you guessed coaching, you got it right. Coaching is a big deal. Patrick Mahomes was probably ranked right. He was probably put in the right position. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know if he ever made a bowl game in college. Texas Tech wasn't this elite team. Brock Purdy, he wasn't like this elite quarterback in college. They are good because of the coaching around them. Kansas City, having Andy Reid and Bieniemy, I know he's in D.C. now, but that's why Howell's doing good. Because of the coaching there. Bieniemy. Having Andy Reid, and in San Francisco having Shanahan, that's something. Coaching is a big deal. And let me just say this. The San Francisco quarterback system, and I read this, is a system that helps any quarterback in it to prosper. I was low on C.J. Stroud in the draft. That's why I was petrified when he went to Houston. Because I knew he'd do pretty good in Houston. Because it would be the San Francisco quarterback system where any quarterback can succeed. You take him away from that system, he's nothing. Well, if you put him in San Francisco or any other San Francisco assistant. But if you put C.J. Stroud in this Steelers offense, he is not going to do any better than Kenny Pickett. In fact, I was reading after the game, Bill Belichick, I remember this from watching Steelers Patriots in 2018. It's a Belichick principle. Belichick wanted to neutralize Pickens and Watt. He wanted to take them away. The Belichick principle is take away what the other team does best. And this morning when I was brushing my teeth, I thought about if I were the head coach of the Steelers, the two players I would take away if I was using that Belichick principle. For the Las Vegas game, I would have taken away Davante Adams. Let's see how Davante Adams did during the Las Vegas game against Pittsburgh. Actually, play against him this week, so I hope the Vikings do take away Davante Adams, to be honest. Playoff game. Not a playoff game, but playoffs are on the line. If I win, I go to the playoffs, so wish me luck. Anyway, though, he got like 45. This is taking forever to load because of where I am. He got like 45 fantasy points, almost 200 yards, and a touchdown. Pittsburgh doesn't know how to do that. And the fact, the article I was reading also said, the fact that Belichick saw Pickens as one of the Steelers' best players shows how badly the Steelers have used him this year. This Steelers offense is probably worse right now than some high school offenses. And everybody thought Sullivan Canada was the problem. Matt Canada is probably laughing right now, as he should be. I would be. You complain about me, you chant fire Canada. Fire Canada. You do all these Fire Canada chants. We all celebrate like we're kids on Christmas morning again once he gets fired. And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of this too. We're all like celebrating like kids on Christmas morning because he got fired. And look at what happened once he left. We lost to the 2-10 Arizona Cardinals and the 2-10 Patriots, and the offense looks worse. How we pulled that off against the Bengals, there's a reason. Like I'm telling you, everybody knows this. And I've found this out this year watching Pitt. The only reason the Pitt Panthers defeated Louisville in football was because Louisville didn't have any film on Kristen Vair. The only reason Pitt beat Boston College this year in football was because the Eagles did not have any, Boston College Eagles did not have any film on Nate Yarnow. Having no film on a player means something. The Cincinnati Bengals had a second-string quarterback in there and had absolutely zero film with an Eddie Faulkner and Mike Sullivan offense. Guess who did? The 2-10 Cardinals and the 2-10 Patriots. Guess who made the most of it? The 2-10 Cardinals and the 2-10 Patriots. So coaching is a big deal in the NFL, and having film is too. And this leads me into my last point. Mike Tomlin. It's been a big discussion the past couple days in Pittsburgh. The fact that this team is ill-prepared, the fact that this team is struggling, the fact that we can't even beat 2-10 teams, and the fact that he is so ridiculous and arrogant in press conferences. This does remind me of the end of Andy Reid in Philly. I think all Steeler fans are ready. Mike Tomlin has had an amazing run here as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe, though, it is time to move on. Mike Tomlin should be a head coach in the NFL. However, I just don't think he should be a head coach in Pittsburgh. I think he'd work out better if he were in Carolina or if he were in Washington. Sorry, I was getting a notification from ESPN. That's why I was a little slow there. By the way, if any of you are college football fans, the notification just said Dylan Gabriel, former Oklahoma quarterback, transferring to Oregon. Can't wait to see him there next year. He's going to do good. Potential Steelers quarterback in the future? We'll see. Because I don't know. I don't think Bo Nix is. I don't think Bo Nix is going to be that great of an NFL quarterback. He might be, but I don't know. We'll see him next year in the NFL. Hopefully not with the Steelers. Hopefully with the Patriots, so they can struggle even more. Nah, they're not. They're going to draft Drake May, who I like a lot. Point being is, back to Tomlin. Time to move on. We need somebody, and the fact that promote from within has been the Steelers' way for the longest time is ridiculous. The reason for promote from within, not on the general manager side, because Omar Khan is an amazing general manager. Don't ever say otherwise. He right now is the least of the Steelers' problems. Yes, everybody in this organization plays a role. Everybody in this organization, in some way or another, unfortunately, is responsible for these last two losses. However, the front office, football operations, and the scouting department are at the very bottom of the list for people at fault. In fact, they may not have any fault in this. But the top of the list is Tomlin. This team is lost. Pickens has had outbursts the past several weeks. This guy does not have it. He is so... In fact, we're lucky he's a second-year player. We're very lucky he's a second-year player. We truly are, because if he was under free agency, he'd leave for anywhere else but Pittsburgh. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to go to Kansas City, or Cleveland, or Cincy, or Baltimore, or New England. New England respects him. New England does not respect the Steelers' offense. And who should? This team is a mess. This team needs a lot of help. This team needs work. This team needs something new. Status quo is not going to cut it in today's NFL. And everybody in this organization, from the top down, from the top bottom to the top, excluding some people like the ones I just said in the scouting department and football ops and maintenance, maybe maintenance and equipment, need to wise up. This is ridiculous. The status quo is not going to work. How do we expect to get ready for Indianapolis a week from today? Don't know. And at this point, I don't know if I really care how we get ready for the Colts. Look at them. Last year they were 4-13. They were the laughingstock of the league. They hired the offensive-minded head coach, Shane Steichen, from the Eagles. They drafted a quarterback. The quarterback they drafted is out for the season, who looked very promising. But he's out. They are 7-5 with a backup quarterback. Shane Steichen shows what a good head coach is. Jonathan Gannon also has potential to be a very good head coach once he gets a good Cardinals roster assembled with Austin Fort. I mean, look at the enthusiasm he showed on that Cardinals sideline on last Sunday. Look at how his team played hard. Pittsburgh plays soft sometimes. And I'm telling this like it is. I'm telling it like it is. You got to do something. The status quo is not going to cut it. And guess what's next? If the status quo continues, then Acrisure Stadium during Steeler games will have as many fans in that stadium as they did in 2020. Why, you ask? Because nobody's going to want to watch status quo because we know what's going to happen. So, to the Steelers, if you don't want your stadium to have as many fans as it had in it during 2020, you need to wise up, you need to wake up, and you need to understand 8-8 consistently isn't going to cut it. So goodbye to the problem causers and hello to those who want change and who are truly going to work to improve the Steelers franchise and get it to where it needs to be. That's all I have today. The next game is Saturday, December the 16th at 4:30 p.m. in Indianapolis, Indiana. The team plays the Indianapolis Colts. Kickoff is at 4:30 p.m. Looks like to be another disaster. The Colts are 7-5, and they play the Bengals tomorrow. That'll be an interesting one. In the meantime, have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Let's go Steelers forever and always. Pray for Israel. And as always, peace. See you next week for Indy.